Crazy Dr. Krause, back with you talking briefly about the physiology of the reproductive systems in a introductory course with novice level learners. Reproductive many times kind of gets minimum attention because we're spending so much time on other areas like the cardiovascular system, the immune system, digestive, respiratory, renal, skeletal, musculoskeletal, whatever. Anyway, reproductive system, it's really the only one of the 12 systems in the body that somebody can live their life, an entire life, without ever using it, and it doesn't have necessarily a negative effect. Some people might argue with me, but I'm not going to go there with that. You can live a long, healthy life without using the reproductive system. But it's the thing that allows all of us to be here. Male and female reproductive systems designed to do one thing. They're shaped the way they're shaped because of what they do, which is facilitate the fertilization of an oocyte, an egg, by sperm. That creates a single cell zygote, and through mitosis, cellular division, that produces growth and repair. Those are the only two things mitosis does. It allows that single cell zygote to grow into an organism, a fully functioning organism like you and me and everybody else, that's trillions of cells all working together to maintain a homeostatic balance of health. There are some similarities. Both have primary reproductive organs called gonads, testes in the male, ovary in the females. Really ought to do that. Ladies first, ovaries in the female, testes in the male. Those structures both have a mixed endocrine function. In the females, the ovaries produce progesterone and estrogen and progesterone. In the male, testosterone. They also both have an exocrine function. That is, they secrete things that then travel through tubes. Egg travels through the fallopian tube in the female, produced by the ovary. Sperm produced by the testes in the male travels through the vas deferens to the outside to fertilize the egg. Both are under the control of anterior pituitary hormones, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and LH, luteinizing hormone. In the male, with puberty and the increase in FSH and LH, and the testosterone level goes up and just stays at a constant level virtually for the rest of the male's life. In the 8th or 9th decade, it starts to drop off. In the female, however, there's constant fluctuation in the menstrual cycle on a monthly basis with estrogen and progesterone. And in super simple, there is just one diagram that shows, not that it's important for novice students to memorize exactly the details of those fluctuations, but just to get a concept of how significant those fluctuations are. And that creates consequences, physiological changes in the female that do not occur in the male. You need to know the structure, the basic structure of the male and female systems as well. So what I suggest at an introductory or a novice level is you just get comfortable with a mid-sagittal section of the female pelvis and a mid-sagittal section of the male pelvis. And that's really at an introductory level about as much detail as you need to go into with the reproductive system. Important system, has some real impact clinically, but just develop a foundational conceptual understanding. Need to know it's under endocrine control from the anterior pituitary with follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Understand the differences and the similarities. The female reproductive system is separate from the urinary system, located close together but separate. In the male, both the urinary system and the reproductive system share some structures, like the urethra, for instance, is shared by the reproductive system and the urinary system in the male. There is not that kind of shared responsibility in the female. The two systems, urinary and reproductive, are separate. Okay, that's it for reproductive. I will see you next time. Krause out.